AITA for kicking out my daughter for what she said about my brother. For context, my brother, L, 31, is disabled. He was born with a condition that made him born without a chin, jaw. He is genuinely my 40th best friend. Our mother died last month. It hit L the hardest because she was his carer. She had cancer. So we had time to discuss any wishes that my mother had. One of them was that when she died I let my brother live with me. I agreed. I got an extension added onto the side of our house for my brother. So he would have his own space and I could always look out for him. Our family has always been close. With L, he would stay with us when my mother was away. My son, 11, adores him and they're always doing fun things together like sports and gaming. I also thought my daughter B, 20, got along with L. They often have Mario Kart tournaments together and L has even convinced me and my husband to give her a bit more independence. 2 nights ago B came home late from a party with her friend. I always stay up when B is out to make sure she got home okay. I heard her come into the house with her friend and I heard B say, "We need to be quiet so we don't wake my R-slur uncle up." I thought my mind was playing tricks on me. Me and my husband have never raised our kids to say such things. That comment just took me back to when me and L were younger and me defending him against all the horrible people that would stare and make fun of him. I got up out of bed and I asked my daughter to repeat what she said. I could tell from the look on her face that she didn't think I'd hear that. I asked how she could say something so cruel about her own uncle. That this is not how she was raised and at 20 she should know how awful that is. And if she thought saying that to her friend made her look cool, she was wrong. That she made herself look like an insecure bully. She didn't apologize. She just said that nobody was meant to hear that and it's not a big deal. I asked B's friend if her parents are okay with her having friends stay over. She said yes, so I told B to leave and stay at her friend's house. B said I'm meant to take her side. That I'm her mother. I told her I have been L's sister longer than I've been a mother. B didn't think I was serious. I've always been a calm parent and I have never told her to leave the house before. I had every intention of having B back home. But she needed to learn a lesson that I meant that behavior would not be tolerated. I apologized to B's friend for being in the middle and I gave her cash to cover the cab to her house. I called B yesterday, hoping she understood how out of line she was. She didn't. She was unhappy that I took L's side over hers. I told her to come home so we could discuss this properly, but she refused. I have been in touch with her friend and B is still staying with her. So at least she's safe. My husband said I was too harsh. But there's still that protective big sister rage in me. AITA? NTA for defending your brother, but your daughter is an adult. She doesn't have to come home. NTA. I think she understands it but is still too proud to accept what she said was wrong. Give her couple of weeks and month and it will sink it some time. NTA. Daughter was horrible to someone she supposedly loves and has fun with regularly. I would have done the same thing. Probably forced her to write an apology letter. It deeply concerns me that she doesn't see what the problem is. The disabled victim seems to have stood up for your daughter, which makes this all the more heartbreaking. This behavior will backfire on her eventually. You're being quite kind, emo. Slurs are absolutely never okay. NTA. She's 20 years old and the fact that she knowingly said it because she wouldn't be hurt indicates she knows she shouldn't have said and that she's wrong. NTA. She had to learn hard lessons about boundaries and crossing them. You're doing the right thing by not enabling poor behavior. Info. Has this happened often? B said I'm meant to take her side. That I'm her mother. I told her I have been L's sister longer than I've been a mother. Man, that escalated quickly. It is clear you care a lot about your brother. And what your daughter said was way out of line. It might have been a heat-of-the-moment reaction to kick her out. But it shows you won't tolerate disrespect in your family. Difficult to judge if AITA or not. Maybe sit down with her. Explain why what she said was wrong. And see if she gets it. It's all about learning and growing from these rough situations. Yes, your daughter was out of order and cruel. But you openly told her you choose your brother over her. Maybe she was feeling insecure with him being there more, you spending less time together. You did say he's your best friend. You rejected her and threw her out in the middle of the night. I hope you managed to fix things. She should not have said that, obviously. However, I told her I have been L's sister longer than I've been a mother. That insinuation was unnecessarily hurtful for a first offense and probably did quite a bit of damage to the relationship you had with your daughter. The one you chose to bring into this world. 20 is old enough to know not to say that. At the same time, I'm not sure going nuclear by kicking her out was wise. Especially since you were actually faking that part. I had every intention of having B back home. Don't kick a kid, because she's your daughter. Not that she's literally a kid. Out unless you really mean it. Faking it to teach a lesson is dumb. I told her to come home so we could discuss this properly, but she refused. And you're surprised? Your comment on knowing your brother longer was not a good comment to make. It shows you would always pick your brother. Instead of teaching your daughter that just because you are her mom doesn't mean you will back up her hurtful comments. All you did was probably create resentment towards your brother. Your daughter obviously sucks on her comment. Going against the grain and saying obviously her behavior was nowhere near okay, and I get your anger. But you did not handle this correctly. Throwing her out in the middle of the night over what she said is not okay. What she said was serious. But as her parent you could have handled that way better than how you did. That comment about how you were L's sister for longer than her mother just rubs me the wrong way. Why was this comment needed? To me this sounded like you were saying L is more important than your own daughter. You needed to talk to her about her behavior, not kick her out. At 20 she is no longer a child. But she is still learning. Y'all were not done teaching her once she turned 18. Making fun of someone's appearance. Especially when they were born with it and cannot change anything about it. Is unkind. PPL who have no disabilities can never understand that trauma. Just because she said it when he couldn't hear it doesn't change the fact they somewhere she believed, thought it, and may have continued to think it's okay. Your daughter is 20, and she was mocking her uncle. Yes, it may sound harsh. Yes, you overreacted. But she may have not taken your anger seriously enough to had you just let it go. Let her sulk. A mother is also supposed to teach her kid good life lessons, and you made sure she was safe and had a place to go. Your daughter for obvious reasons, and you for, I stay up when my adult daughter is out just to make sure she's safe. I kick her out of the house. I've only been her mother for 20 years, good lord. Congratulations. She, a 20 years old adult. But your daughter screwed up. She should never have said that to anyone for sure. It may be her deep down resentment of having the family dynamics change, including her grandmother death. She may have been voicing her current real feelings. But now she knows if she screws up, you kick her out. It does not matter if you have been his sister longer than her mother. What matters is she is your daughter. Leave her alone. Stop checking up on her. She may never come home, and that is her choice. 20 is old enough to know that's not an okay thing to call someone. let alone referring to a loved one with a disability. It's also old enough to find her own accommodations if she can't give the occupants of your house basic human respect. Info. How interested are you in being in your daughter's life? Her comment was completely off base. Bit if my parent kicked me out of my house late at night. That is a level of trust that would never be earned back. Ash. NTA. But it doesn't matter if you've been a sister or a mother longer. The message she needs to hear is that you will never take her side when her side is being cruel and malicious.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.